sitting on your bed in the bedroom. The room was quiet. You leaned back against the headboard, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the pillow behind you. Your hand rested on your baby bump, a mixture of excitement and nervousness bubbling within you. Your phone buzzed on the beside table and you reached over to pick it up. It was a call from your friend Maggie. Hey Maggie, you said smiling on the call. Hey, how are you feeling? Her cheerful voice filled the room, instantly lifting your spirits. I'm okay, just a bit tired, you replied, glancing down at your growing belly. Have you told Jungkook yet? Her question made your heart race a little. You hesitated, biting your lower lip. Not yet. I don't know how to tell him, you said, sounding nervously while she hummed on the other side of the call. But why? Don't you think you are delaying it? You have to tell him soon. He needs to know, and you need his support. It's already 2 months now. She was also correct, but you don't have the courage to open up about this good news with him. I know, you already know he doesn't like kids, Maggie. I'm scared of how he will react, you said, and your voice barely above a whisper. I know, but I don't think he will react the way you're worrying. Give him a chance. You might be surprised, she said, and just then you heard the doorknob twisting sound. Okay, Maggie, I will call you later. I think Jungkook must have come, you said, and quickly cut the call. Ryan? He called out as soon as he came inside, and you just got off the bed. Jungkook, you came, you said a little nervously, and it was absurd by him. He slowly stepped towards you and held your arms before grabbing your attention. Are you okay? Huh? You looked at him confused as you scared he might have heard you what you talked with Maggie. Your face is sweating at this cool temperature, and he paused as he looked at you from tip to toe. You were so conscious about fitness, but what happened now? I haven't seen you doing any workout from 2 weeks. Are you alright, Ryan? He asked as his tone was coated with concern. Yeah, I'm fine, Jungkook. I just feel like taking a break for a few weeks. I'm thinking of doing meditation instead of workouts. You don't worry. I'm perfectly fine, you said, smiling while joining your arm with his arm. I trust you, One. Let's go. I'm so hungry. Have you had your dinner? You simply shook your head as no. Why are you waiting for me? I told you to not wait for me, right? You're already seeing these days. I have been working so much and not coming on time. Please, at least you eat on time. Okay, from now I will eat. Don't stress about it. As a mafia leader, you already have so much to take care of. He smiled, pampering your lips, and took you to the dining table. He made you sit in one of the chairs and started exploring the dishes you have made. What my dearest wife has made today? He was surprised to see empty bowls as you didn't prepare anything today. I'm sorry, Jungkook, I forgot to prepare. Just wait, I will make something in 10 minutes. You hurriedly got up and were about to go to the kitchen, but he stopped you by grabbing your breast. Why are you taking stress about it? I will prepare dinner for us. Let's go. You simply nodded, but he suddenly lifted you up in his arms and took you to the kitchen. You wondered, he's caring for you so much without knowing about your pregnancy, but you have doubt whether he cared you the same or not after knowing about your pregnancy. He made you sit on the countertop and folded his shirt sleeves, making his tattooed, veiny arms visible. You don't have to do this, Jungkook, you said, feeling a bit shy as you watched him move around the kitchen. Nonsense. I love cooking for you, Ryan. I replied, flashing you a smile. You felt a wave of gratitude, but the fear about your pregnancy revelation still weighed on your heart. You tried to push it aside, focusing instead on the comforting sight of Jungkook happily preparing dinner. As he chopped vegetables and stirred pots, he kept the conversation light and cheerful. Remember the first time we cooked together? He asked, glancing at you with a playful smile on his lips. Yeah, we almost set the kitchen on fire. You chuckled softly, nodding. He loved shaking his head. We have come a long way since then. Despite the happy memory you couldn't share about the big news, Jungkook noticed your face looking duller than usual and paused, turning to you with concern in his eyes. Are you okay, Wine? You seem a bit off. I'm fine, really, just a bit tired. You forced a smile, not wanting to ruin the moment. He studied you for a moment but didn't press further. Alright, but let me know if you need anything. As he continued cooking, the smell of food started to make your stomach churn. You tried to ignore it, but the nausea became overwhelming. Suddenly, you felt the bile rise in your throat and you quickly slid off the counter, rushing to the sink. Wine, what's wrong? He quickly saw you and followed you. You barely managed to get to the sink before you started vomiting, the nausea from your first trimester hitting hard. Jungkook was immediately by your side, rubbing your back soothingly as you emptied your stomach. He closed your eyes and helped you to vomit. Once you were done, he offered you water to drink and took you to the dining table. Wine, you sit here, I will get something comfortable to eat, he said and left the kitchen to prepare a comfy meal. It's not like you don't have maids. As it was night, you told them to live in their houses, as they also have a family. After a while, Jungkook came back with rice porridge, adding some steamed veggies, which are your favorite to eat with. You were about to take the spoon, but before that, he grabbed it and started feeding you. Don't worry, I will feed you, okay? You nodded while smiling and were eating it. You got emotional by seeing his care and you really wanted to see how he cares you after knowing about your pregnancy. Wine, tomorrow we are going to our farmhouse. It's been many days since we went there. Do you like it? You again nodded, smiling weakly as you didn't have energy. I think it's best time to save out my pregnancy. I will wait for tomorrow and will tell him about this. You thought to yourself while placing a hand on your belly. Wine, you take rest. Good night, he said, kissing your forehead before pulling the blanket over you, but you stopped him by grabbing his breast. Jungkook, can you just stay with me? He nodded, smiling at you and laid beside you. He slowly pulled into his embrace as you slept, snuggling your face in his neck. Jungkook felt you needed a change of scenery. He gently helped you to the car and drove you to the farmhouse, a place surrounded by greenery and filled with happy memories. As you arrived, the sight of the lush fields and blooming flowers brought a genuine smile to your face. It's been so long since we came here, you said, taking in the fresh air. Jungkook smiled, pleased to see you happy. Do you like it? Yes, I love it. It's so peaceful, you replied, your eyes sparkling. He took your hand and led you to the living room. The cozy space felt like a safe haven, and you immediately felt more at ease. Jungkook started remembering about the times you had spent there. Remember our first trip here? Remember our first trip here? He asked you while looking around. We got lost on the way and ended up driving around for hours. You laughed, nodding. I was sure we were never going to find this place, but we did, and we spent the whole weekend just exploring and relaxing, he said, smiling. And And the time we tried to have a picnic outside but it started raining and we had to run back inside, he said while giggling. Jungkook chuckled, shaking his head. We were soaked, but it was fun. He looked at you with soft eyes, his smile fading into a more serious expression. While I love you so much, he said, tugging your hair behind your ears, and you replied, smiling at him. Me too. Just then he pulled you into a sweet hug, and you guys stood like that until a kid ran into the living room and broke a flower vase, which caused you both flinch. Who the hell did that? He broke the hug as soon as he was disturbed and looked at a 8-year-old kid who was looking at him nervously. Who are you? He asked seriously in a demanding tone, but that kid remained silent until. Come on, speak out. Are you dumb? That kid flinched by hearing the loud voice of Jungkook. You know that he hates kids, but by seeing him shouting at that kid caused you more fear. Jungkook, calm down. He's just a kid. Wait, I will talk to him. You bent to that kid level and asked him, looking in his eyes, what happened? May I know about your parents? Before that kid answered, his mother came running to you. Mom, I'm sorry, he is my son. The manager who was taking care of this farmhouse came there rushing. What is this, Saul? Can't you just keep your son with you? He is running around the house and breaking things, he said frustratingly. I'm sorry, sir. I was talking with a plumber and didn't see him. She apologized, looking down while her son quickly hid behind her as he scared of Jungkook. You saw the fear in his eyes and you felt bad about Jungkook's behavior towards him, and small teardrops in his eyes put a weight on your heart. Jungkook, it's okay. It's just a flower vase. Don't break his heart just for materials. You said softly to let him know that he was hurting the kid's soft heart. Okay, leave about the vase. What about our private piece? So, from tomorrow, don't bring him here until we go. I don't like to ruin our peace with these kids who doesn't know how things work, he said and immediately left from there in frustration. Saul, I'm sorry, behalf of Jungkook, don't scold him, he's just a kid, he said softly and left from there after cursing. Jungkook, why did you behave like that with kid? He asked soon you entered the bedroom. Then how should I react? These kids are here to spoil our mental peace. That's why I hate kids. Why? We are not going to have any kids. We will leave only two of us, okay? He expected yes from you, but he turned at you as you didn't respond to his question. He was looking at you silently with confusion as you stood holding your belly. Jungkook, I'm pregnant. His eyes widened as soon as you revealed the truth. He didn't expect this was coming, and you thought this was the right time to say about it. If not now, you will never get courage to say the truth. What? His eyes widened in surprise. Yes, I'm pregnant. I know you hate kids, but it happened already. Your eyes filled with tears. Why didn't you say it before? He said seriously, keeping his tone low. I was scared. I thought you would not love me if I say I'm pregnant. I thought you would hate our baby. Jungkook sighed, tilting his head quickly left from there, leaving you alone. He sat there at the edge of the bed while tears rolling down your cheeks. You don't know what to do now, but the only thing you knew was that teeny little human needs your support. You quickly wiped your tears and attended the call as it from your friend Maggie. Maggie, you said slowly and your voice barely audible. Why? What happened? Are you okay? Did you tell about pregnancy to Jungkook? She understood you did it upon hearing your sobs. She didn't know how to react for a moment, so she kept quiet and gave you time to get back to yourself. Maggie, I told him, but he didn't say anything and left. You explained everything. Fine, I understand. Don't worry, he will be alright. As far as I know, he will not do something you are scared of. Trust the process, take some rest. You need to be calm during this time. After hearing some comforting words, you cut the call and laid on the bed, thinking about your baby's future. In this process, you slowly drifted to sleep. At midnight, Jungkook came home and saw you sleeping already. His heart ached by seeing your tears stained cheeks, but he didn't do anything with that and laid beside you after covering you in a duvet. Since you revealed your pregnancy, Jungkook had changed. He became silent and distant, hardly talking to you. He never asked about the baby, and his absence grew more frequent. Some nights he didn't come home at all, but he made sure you're safe and healthy. The loneliness and worry weighed heavily on you, especially since you were now 5 months pregnant. One night you were waiting for Jungkook in the living room. He had texted earlier saying he would come home that night. You sat on the couch, the TV murmuring softly in the background as you tried to stay awake. Midnight came and went, and despite your best efforts, you drifted off to sleep. Hours later, Jungkook entered the house quietly. The dim light from the lamp cast a soft glow over your sleeping figure. He approached slowly, his eyes landing on your teeny baby bump. His expression softened, and he knelt beside the couch, his heart aching with guilt and love. He reached out his hands, trembling slightly, and gently caressed your bump. Tears welled up in his eyes as he whispered, "We have good news, champ. I'm sorry for abandoning you and your mom all these days." You heard his words, your heart pounding as you lay there pretending to sleep. His voice was filled with a mixture of sorrow and relief. "I did it for your safety. I made sure everything is secure now. We don't need to worry about anything." He continued, his hand resting tenderly on your belly. "I was scared too. I didn't know how to protect you both, but now I promise I won't leave you again." His tears fell freely as he spoke to your unborn child, his words sincere and filled with love. "I can't wait to meet you, little one. I love you so much already." We felt emotional and also happy to know he likes kids, tears forming in your eyes. Slowly, you opened your eyes and whispered, "Jungkook." He looked up, surprised to see you awake. "Mine, you were not sleeping?" "I was until you came. I heard you, Jungkook. I'm so sorry," he said, his voice breaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted to keep you safe." You reached out, taking his hand in yours. "I know, I understand now, and I'm so happy you're here." "Thanks, Ryan." He smiled through tears. "When you love kids so much, why did you act it like you hate kids? What happened when I said I'm pregnant?" He took a deep breath, his hand still caressing your bum. "I have always wanted a family, a happy one. But my occupation being a mafia boss, it's dangerous. I was terrified of not being able to protect a child." That fear, it turned into anger, and eventually I started convincing myself that I hated kids. It was easier than admitting I was scared. His voice broke as he continued, his tears falling onto your lap.